get started. I'm going to take the batteries out first. That would be probably wise. Just to give myself some room, I'm going to pull my headlights out. Got to unhook my winch. And take my lights, intercooler, and all that stuff out too, just to get it out of the way so I don't break shit. Oh God, I gotta cut all those bushings off in the morning. I'm not doing that shit tonight, it's too loud. It's Sunday night. But maybe I can unscrew them too. Alright, stop dicking off. This is my 0864 4x4 diesel compound turbo. It's not stock in really any way. 37s, probably 6-inch-ish lift, because I've made some stuff. I've mixed lift pieces. I've done all kinds of stuff, so can't really tell you how big because it's mostly custom. Got a K&N, a programmer, and some other things done, but I'm not going to mention those. You're a diesel guy, I'm sure you've figured it out. This thing's a workhorse, man. I got 160 on it. Most of them don't make it to 150. But I think I got a turbo blown. Got her head gasket, which is notorious. These really good, strong motors, but they're kind of throwaway motors. But at the price for a new one, who can afford to just throw them away? I do have a Cummins 24 valve sitting right there that needs a couple grand of work and the adapter kit to put in here, but I'd rather spend 4 grand putting that Cummins in this thing than putting another 6.4 in here. Just compound that, but that needs to be mechanical. Needs a P-pump swap. So, I got that from my buddy, actually from Jeff. It was his motor out of his 03, his first motor. Anybody got a P-pump laying around for a good price? Like, really good price, because I'm a broke-ass motherfucker. Let me know. So, in any of my videos, you guys see that is my neck surgery recovery project. When I went off work in the beginning of COVID, I started building this thing. I'm not going to show you much, I'll tell you a little bit about it right now. This is a 1920 Model T body that's been widened 10.5 inches, and I bought it at a chicken ranch. It was just sitting out in the field, so it looks like it was cut for a Manx, a Myers Manx body. That's what it looks like, how it was all set up, the dash, everything else. So I've been building that. This thing's fully bagged. I'm putting my Hemi in it. I had a small block, I already had it all in and everything, but I want to put my Hemi in it, so I'm doing a Hemi swap right now, but I got to build it first, or at least regasket the whole engine. 1929 tank. That was my rear airbag bracket, but I'm changing all my links and everything else. I don't like how I did it. Steering's all done. Front's already all done, bagged. This thing's gonna sit on the ground and have a good bit of power too. This thing's a death trap. Anyway, I got a bunch of videos I've done working on this, but I'm waiting till I make big progress. I had a plow truck for like 10 years. I loved it. I rode it all the time. Almost every time I got on it. I did 150 when I got on the freeway, every time, at least for a second. Bounced off a truck once, slid across 3 lanes doing 60, and that was a pretty wild experience. But I didn't really get hurt. I tore my left shoulder apart, broke my pinky, a little bit of road rash, not much. I actually came out really good. My head never even touched the ground. So that was my first motorcycle accident. I've been in a bunch of car accidents. That happened in 2012. So in 2016, I got a Harley from Jeff, and I just kind of took it over, and we did some trading and whatever. He didn't really want it anymore, didn't ever ride it, so I took it over, and I had it for till it was paid off. But in like 2017, kid pulled out in front of me down the street. I was doing like 35 miles an hour, if that, coming into a 90-degree turn with a bunch of sand. Came up to the stop, stopped, waited, sat there for about 5 seconds, and then when I got about 10 feet from him, he pulled out in front of me for some dumbass fucking reason. And I went down hard in the sand, but I ended up flipping like 10 times. I bounced off my head a couple times, tore the corner of my hand off, got road rash all there, back, and just destroyed my neck. So that's how this happened. These batteries have been acting up lately. Ooh, that's no bueno. I'm just breaking all my ratchets. What was that? 8? I forgot what I was saying. Fucking ADD. What was I just telling you? Oh, my batteries have been low, but I left my dome light on the other night. So I'm hoping that was just it. I charged them up yesterday. They were just testing as weak. So now I'm going to take them off. I didn't isolate them when I tested them either. But they took charge. Even running at a high idle, they're 14.1, 14.2. Resting, and they're like 13.6, 13.4. So isolate them, charge them individually overnight. Maybe even do the battery repair tester on it. See what happens. I think I got time. I can do, it's an 18-hour run for the battery repair. So I should be able to still be working on this thing by then. Can we get a to-go handle? Good Lord. So that was my primary battery. Now let's get the slave out. Get those charging. I've already had to replace these wires at one point in time. I think those are the only ones. Starter. Trying to find out why wires weren't doing what they were supposed to be doing. I need to put a new terminal on there. This is ridiculous. Stupid. I gotta unscrew that anyway, because I ran a fucking wire through the to-go handle. About to take the whole other one off, and holy shit, it's done. Never bang on your terminals if it's something you care about. Get off. Can't do that many more times. I might be ready. I'm gonna try it and see how many things I forgot. There's gonna be some finagling with the brakes. Oh, that sounds right. So, like I was saying, let's see if we forgot anything. Number 2. That was almost dangerous. Trans harness. Throttle cable upper mount to the trans. Those aren't all on there. I think my cable stretched a little bit. I'm gonna pick up this heavy ass truck. how you mess your hoods up. Check here. That should be good. Beauty, eh? Ah! Damn it. Scratched up my stickers. That didn't break my window. That was the one thing I didn't check. Those are camera wires back over there hanging. Besides this camper shell issue, we're good to go. And then I get to find my answer, what's leaking, and if my motor's blown or my turbo's blown. Oh, showed up. Never fails. Never fails. Every truck I've ever seen like this has the same crack. And this is what burns these things down. I've kept an eye on it because I knew. But so right here under this mount, this thing not supported like it is on that manifold. It just vibrates around and shakes. And they always crack right there. They blow on the firewall, and eventually that shit gets so hot and burns the fucking truck down. All right. It goes right here, goes all the way under, and back down and around. So I gotta pull that thing off, drill the cracks, weld it all back up, find any other soot right here, and all the soot, because blowing out that crack, that's all bad. And where's my leak coming from? See, I had a really bad leak in this back corner somewhere. I'm hoping it's from my high pressure fuel pump and not my head, because that would blow nuts. I don't know, we'll see. So Ford makes these things to pull the cabs off because it's easier to get to everything. But if you try to take all the turbos and everything apart with the truck on it, you risk breaking a lot of these bolts, and they're super difficult to get to, and it makes you hate life. So if you ever got to do any of this stuff, I highly suggest just pulling the cab, finding a way to do it, borrowing it somehow. Oh, look at that. Okay. Can you see all that oil on my turbo? I'm thinking I have a leak. Maybe that hose right there? No, that's fuel. You're stupid. See? That thing is fucking leaking all over. I might have to do some research into what everything is. See that little blue thing right there? See? This side's all good. That exhaust. And they choke it right there. That's insane. So this thing's compound turbo, if I didn't already say that. So it builds up a whole lot of pressure really quick, but it also blows up really fast. See, look at that. Both sides. I think maybe I blow my head gaskets. That's kind of what it's. I need to get all this shit off. So the last few hours I've been trying to get the last 4 body mount bolts out. All 4 of these were seized. Had torching and it was just a pain in the ass. So now everything's out and ready, except for the 2 front lower parts on the front mount and this one, because I got to get laid down under there and grind it out. But one of the other things I'm doing is still messing with the turbos, trying to get the exhaust off. So I've been fighting bolts. Tried WD. I also kind of rinsed it off. Tried WD, let it soak for a little bit. Tried some more, let it soak. Nothing quite worked. So after I started stripping out one, I went and got the MAP gas torch. But one thing I'm curious about, this is a 6408, so 8 to 10 F250. This flange doesn't have bolts in it. It didn't when I pulled the body off the first time, so I just kind of left it. I've seen 38 pounds of boost in this truck, just like this. So I don't know if it's factory or not. And then you got that up there, which I don't even know what that's from, but it looks like it's from what was right here, which is what I just took off, and that's why I grabbed the camera. I got these 3 to heat up to get this out so I can pull this off, get the rest of these bolts to get this off so I can see exactly what's leaking. But I think I have blown head gasket for sure, and I think my oil drain on my turbo is leaking, but I need to pull the turbos off and also check those and see if they're shot or if they need whatever. Anyway, I wanted to show you this. Check this out. So, notorious. When you delete a diesel, mainly the Ford 6.4, and you don't properly support the exhaust like I was saying earlier, and you get the crack, that crack turns into a big crack, which is then dumping direct heat straight out of the turbo exhaust or exhaust manifolds or wherever it's come from, right onto the cab. The insulation catches on fire. But you could see the top crack when I showed earlier, but let me show you how bad it is. So look at that. That thing's cracked all the way around and starting to go up and cracking out. So maybe order another one, or we just sleeve it and do it and then make a brace for it so it doesn't happen again, and also address that with the other one. One of the things I've heard also is with all the flexing, those little flex joints start tearing, but that's from the crack, and this is still rigid. This shouldn't be an issue. So I don't know, we'll see. I'll bring you back shortly. Spending hours doing stupid little things, trying to repair what was previously done when I was in a hurry, or new things. Turbo drains, or at least one. No, dipstick. I'm stupid. So this is my cooler. Fuel? Where's turbo? No? That's oil. That's coming from over there. I don't know. God, I hope my high pressure fuel pump is leaking, because that would be best case scenario. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm still fighting this. Did manage to make a little bit of progress. My main exhaust coming down from the turbos down to the rest got that out of the way. This one actually came off pretty easily. This tube could, but it ran up and under the exhaust, so I had to remove that to get this out. I was fighting this exhaust gas temperature sending unit, whatever it is, and I didn't want to strip it out and I didn't want to break it. I was heating it up around here and it was just fighting me the whole way. After a couple of minutes of trying to get it off, putting heat on it, everything else, it was starting to round over a little bit. So I stopped, backed up, and realized that I'm kind of stupid. And there's a clip right here, so I can just take it off and not mess with it and not strip it out and everything else. So anyway, still fighting all these. This is my high pressure fuel pump. So to replace these things is about, cheapest is like probably $1,500. Doing it yourself. I believe that my leak could be coming from the gasket on here from when I did it, and I'm really hoping. I can't get this shroud off to get underneath because I stripped this one out. I put heat to it. I've used wrenches, sockets. I destroyed a socket. I just can't get it off. I know it has heat shielding on it, but that can't be good. That shit gets so hot. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, grind it a little bit, get some of the galvanized off and get some fresh steel under there. I'm going to grind this a little bit, which I've already done most of the sides anyway. Put that on, weld it, and then get a big breaker bar. So that's my plan. I'm going to set you guys up and see how many tries it takes or fail miserably. And then I got to cut it and who knows what else from there. So I just talked to the camera for like 5 minutes and it wasn't even on. Got this all kind of drilled out and done up so I can hopefully weld it on. Got the heat cranked up a little bit. If anybody's curious about these hoods, they're pretty interesting, but they do have their downsides in the heat. Fog up. Anybody know if the arc messes up the camera? What's a safe distance? What size is that? Maybe 19? Oh no! I need a ½ inch. Shit. Be right back. Oh, yep. Don't. Alright, everybody, cross your fingers. Don't break. Oh. I'm not gonna get excited yet. Oh, I hope that didn't just snap. It's gonna suck so bad. I put a fucking bead on that shit. That's right. How many times have y'all done that and snapped it right out the gate? I know it's happened to me a bunch. That's what happened to the front and how I got the easy out stuck in the block. Oh. One more, I gotta get them all. Alright. I gotta check everything over super thoroughly and see if anything's cracked. So far it's just that one. Oh. And I think it is my high pressure fuel pump is leaking. I'm still hoping it is. Stay. Let's find out. You go away with yourself. So, anyway, these, they're super cool. They got grind modes. They have a bunch of different settings. They almost have a blue sheen. Or green instead of blue, I don't know, but you can see through them good. Comes with the headlight. Yeah, it's pretty rad. I dig it for being able to torch, plasma, grind, weld all in one shot. But like I was saying, during summer or when it's hot, you're sweating a lot, this thing fogs up pretty bad. It seems like the tighter you have to your face, the seal, the less. No, it still happens. Just not as much. And then you can't really lift it up like you can a traditional welding helmet. But you can get in a lot of tight spaces, and you need to wear a hat because your normal helmet covers your forehead. This doesn't get burned and everything else. I don't know from experience yet because I've been wearing a hat. I was told when I bought it to do that. About to get some rain, I think. Definitely need to put this guy up. Oh, that sucks! Well, that was my radiator, all my coolers, and my shroud. Radiator's like $400 or $500. Ask me how I know. Bullshit. Now I'm just trying to clear room and find out how to get these turbos off. I can see two big heavy T-mounts that clamp it to the intake or belly pan or whatever it is, but there's one in front and back, and it's mighty rusted and an exhaust bolt, so I'm sure both of those are going to take heat. Just pulled the inlet tube off of this turbo, so I think I'm going to aim to get this one off first. This thing's spinning pretty freely still, so I have hopes for that one, and we'll check this one, get both of these out of the way and see, keep going until I find what's messed up or I have the heads off. And I already got a nice little list going. Come on. Just can I have one without having to put some heat into it? Don't break. Just negative. You think down there gonna catch on fire? No. Man, that's just a giant cast chunk. Interesting. Torch. Excuse me. Where did I put the other one at? marker? Not that one? Oh, wow. That's interesting. See how much I work with turbos? Not at all. So, I think that was charge side. Is that what it's called? Turbine? I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm doing. The easiest way. Undo that, and then this bracket comes off, and I can just pull that out of the way in theory. Oh wow. 012. No. Let's try the bracket before we pull everything off of that. So, I'm going to take off all these so that I can remove this or pull this bracket up to see if I can slide this off of the turbos, because the inlet for both, it's kind of doing a U, or exit on the cold side is going to the inlet on this cold side, and then this whole apparatus. So instead of trying to undo all this, I think I'm just going to do a bracket, or I can unscrew these four and maybe shimmy it off. Totally, if there's an easier way to do this, please tell me. I think I'm making more work for myself. So next I'm thinking there's a linkage from whatever this box is to the turbo, which, oh, what is that, a blow-off valve maybe? Building up too much boost and that thing opens. So this thing kind of sounds like a jet or a bus. The chooch sounds like your normal diesel buses, but when it's sitting there at idle, it sounds like a jet turbine. It's pretty crazy. Kind of a distinct sound. What next? That linkage arm is off. Gotta climb up under here because I can't see nothing. Ow! That hurt. Hose. Just undo that. Maybe. So let's try to get that one out of the way. And leave those on. I think besides getting that clip off, I might be able to kind of pry some stuff around. Of course. So about 3 weeks ago now, 4 weeks ago, I legit like cut the corner of my thumb off. And I went like, it was pretty bad. Anyway, I lost a bunch of the feeling in my thumb everywhere after the cut, which blows. You can't feel what you're doing, and it's still a little tender on the opposite side of the cut. Oh, come on. Why you gotta be like that? Why must I chase again? Nothing but the dog in me. Oh, did you not break? Were you in suspense, waiting for something to break? Thought it did when I said that? I did too. I can't find my little clip pliers. I think my kid has them in her room. Oh, I know she does. International, huh? Oh, look at that. So, is that an epic fail? Hose is too tight? Kinda, yeah. Maybe, sorta. How do I remedy that? She's my cherry pie. I think I'm gonna start giving away random car parts for people when I ask questions. Can give me positive feedback and help me figure these things out. Lights or some. Oh, well, I gotta fill it up anyway. Whatever. Other weird old things. Oh man. A lot more than I was expecting. Can only be these two things. Oh, wait a minute. No. Yeah. So regardless, it ain't that much. That's pure. No water needed. This lady's a bitch.
How's it going? So, it's a couple days later since all the last parts of that video that you saw. Ooh. how about let's not lean on the truck on the lift. I got my turbos off. It's a shirt covering it now. I fried my high pressure, or my high side turbo. So the drain was leaking everywhere and the turbo was burned up, and my low side was on the cusp. So don't have the money to just buy a whole new turbo set, which is like $2,500, or cheap turbos to build are like $900 on eBay. Got rebuild kits for both mine. I just finished one. I still got to finish the other and start putting things back together. Still waiting on my top end gasket kit. That should be here Wednesday. And I'm going to take a couple more things off. The tubes that were underneath that I was asking if anybody knew what they were, or what are they? They're like an intake tube, but the glow plugs are in there. So I need to take them off and see what actually they are, but that's what I think. All those gaskets are coming. We'll see what else we need to replace. So in the past couple days, making the videos on this truck, I crashed my phone and this shitty computer that wasn't working anyway. So all my GoPros were filled up, my phone's filled up, my phone stopped working, couldn't download any pictures, couldn't do it, videos, anything. I saw where this was going a couple weeks ago. I just didn't think it would crash my phone, which is how I make all the videos. I started ordering computer parts kit, or computer parts, to build a computer that my son-in-law gave me a list, and then I got him and he came over and built a computer Saturday, so I was kind of sick. I spent Sunday remaking this video, downloading all my footage, and trying to get back all the footage that I lost from all my previous videos. If you look back at the tractor truck video, or backhoe truck, the music, I can't take that off because I don't have any of the original videos. I lost it all, so it kind of sucks. But I'm going to try to recover it and see if I can't redo it. We'll see what happens. I doubt it. Anyway, so now I got a computer where I can legit edit. And I think my GoPros are my weak link now. Anyway, I'll start part 2, fixing the turbos, or I'll film rebuilding the second one, and the more I tear down, and then reinstallation of everything and putting the cab back on, and kind of give a breakdown of what it costs doing it yourself, because lots of things on this truck are super expensive, especially if you take it to a shop. But if you do it at home and you have to take a head off, send it to a machine shop. Don't just pull it off like a V8 and sand it down and throw it back on with a new gasket, asking for trouble. You got to go that far. And if you're doing it on a 6.4, you might as well stud it too. The stud kit's like almost $700 for this thing. But I'll have the gaskets left over and waiting. I think I'm going to order those just in case. Anyway, bunch of rambling, a little bit of explanation, and I'll probably have to film it again. Talk to you later. Thanks for watching.